Being a family violence prosecutor where we handle such sensitive cases such as abuse and neglect is the best service that you can provide as a prosecutor. That's where my heart has always been. That's where I feel I was intended to be. This is where you do your best service to the community. I have prioritized the Child Protective Services area and the juvenile area by putting the best and brightest prosecutors that I have in my office in those positions. I actually recruit people who want to be Child Protective Services prosecutors and juvenile prosecutors. We've brought the office into the 21st century, going completely paperless, going to a direct file system, which means that we just move cases through the system much more quickly. We have streamlined the filing of our criminal cases. We have streamlined the filing of hot checks cases. At this point, we have collected over $7.3 million for the merchants of Williamson County in restitution and fees. I've also brought civil litigation and all of the county contracts in-house rather than outsourcing them, which has saved the taxpayers millions of dollars. My motivation is to protect our families and to protect our tax dollars. And in attempting to protect our tax dollars, I've often had to hold the Good Old Boy Network accountable, and that has not always made me very popular in the courthouse. But that's the oath that I took, and I'm proud of the work that I've done in attempting to hold the Good Old Boy Network accountable. My office handles 85% of all the criminal cases that come through the system. I'm proud to say that we live in a safe county. I'd like to think that I had something to do with that. Currently, the district attorney, John Bradley, actually reduces or dismisses over a third of all the felonies that are brought into his office, which is double the state average. And that's just far too many serious offenses that are being dismissed and reduced. Over Mr. Bradley's tenure, there have been hundreds of cases of very serious offenses being committed against children, sexual offenses against women and children. Unfortunately, those people are not seeing the justice they deserve, and many of them have never served one day in prison. The community is tired of business as usual, and they are ready for change. The Michael Morton case is a tragic failure of justice. Mr. Bradley fought tooth and nail against testing some very critical evidence in that case and actually had to be court-ordered to test that evidence that ended up exonerating Mr. Morton. Unfortunately, the irony of the Michael Morton case is that there are two people very obviously responsible for Mr. Morton's wrongful imprisonment. Ken Anderson wrongfully placed him there, and John Bradley wrongfully held him there. But at this point, John Bradley is very desperate to blame anybody and everybody other than Mr. Anderson and himself. By withholding evidence, refusing to do DNA testing, a serial killer was allowed to walk the streets for 25 years. Well, that obviously makes the people of Williamson County and the surrounding counties a lot less safe. The job of a prosecutor is to follow the evidence wherever the evidence leads. John Bradley violated his legal and his moral duties when he refused to test that evidence. It's more about his reputation, and it's more about being right than it is about seeking the truth. I actually liken Mr. Bradley to the great and powerful Oz, that to the people of Williamson County, he has a reputation for being this very powerful, very tough, all-knowing type of person. But unfortunately, when you pull back the curtain, you find that it's really just a farce. So many people have lost faith in the criminal justice system in this county, and that faith needs to be restored. And after much prayer and much consideration, I felt this was the right path for me to take. I believe as district attorney, I will take the tough cases, the very difficult family violence offenses, the drug cases that are pled down far too regularly. We need to start taking those to trial, and we need to stop reducing and dismissing such a large number of our felony cases. As district attorney, I'm going to remember who I work for and make sure that our families truly are protected. As the district attorney, I will ensure that Williamson County stays a safe community, that we continue to be tough on crime, but at the same time, we remember that our oath of office is to seek justice and to seek truth.